What is going on with Harmony?
Well, the main reason it's going up so much is probably because I sold it. That's usually when shares really run.
Sorry to hear that, Peter. How much did you sell?
Well, too much of it, way too much. And I know, I won't say we've been punting this, but we've all been very positive on it. I think you and I were very positive on it. I really was. It was just, it had such an incredible overseas asset in Papua New Guinea, and we've known about this for 2.5, 3 years. I think Dr. Davis from Standard Bank was the first person to go over there and do a real thorough report nearly 3 years ago, and other analysts have also done good work on it. And then you had a real super report come out by Leon Esterhazy at Royal Bank of Canada just yesterday. So I don't know if we give Leon the credit for now moving it up, but this company is coming up with drill results that have more copper than gold in it. So here's a fantastic gold mine that has what's also a fantastic copper deposit right in with the gold. And when they come up with drill results such as 800 meters of 2.2% copper, I've never seen that in Zambia or Zaire.
Are you going to buy at 98 Rand 40, Pete? I know you said you sold. I wanted to ask you at what level, but would you be heading back into the company now?
You know, I think it is too much hype. Anytime something jumps this much, I'd be very wary of going in, because there's not brand new news. But some of these drill results came out 3 weeks ago. What we've heard is that hedge fund managers in the United States say Harmony's 50% partner, Newcrest, has been running very strong on this deposit, and Newcrest is much larger than Harmony, probably 5-8 times larger. So people are saying if Newcrest is running 4% in a day, 3%, 2%, and here's Harmony barely trudging along, and it owns 50% of the same deposit, that Harmony is a much cheaper play on this deposit than is Newcrest.
Peter, thank you so much for joining me today. Much appreciated for your insights. Peter Major, Cadiz Corporate Solutions. Thank you so much. Joining me on the desk now, Nicholas Sorour, Sasfin Securities. Thank you so much, Nicholas, for joining us today. I mean, I saw you responding to when Peter said he actually sold Harmony, so obviously got out at the wrong time.
I sold a few literally yesterday, so it's very unfortunate to see it up so deliciously. But that's life, you know. I mean, what can you do? Look, the other thing that Peter might have not mentioned is that there definitely was a report. It might have been released yesterday, but only really got into the internet about 2 o'clock. The share price did spike in the morning, but about 2 o'clock, 2:30, we saw a massive spike from about 93 to the close of 98.40. The essence of the article or the report was a potential takeout opportunity is in Harmony because it's 40% undervalued. That was the essence. That's what everybody was reading and getting excited about, and that's positive sentiment. And you saw everybody just really push the share price way out of context for the moment.
Well, do you think it's going to dissipate all this positivity surrounding Harmony, so we could see it plunge
Sentiment's
tomorrow?
Just so difficult. I mean, it could be up another 10% tomorrow. It really depends on how the market feels. But in essence, and the humble experience I have in these things is that for the moment it was just one report. There probably is concrete evidence there of that deposit being a potential future opportunity for the company. I mean, they've been developing it for quite some time. It hasn't reached fruition yet at all, but that's their, I think the article said they get out of jail free card, because don't forget, operations in South Africa are generally quite difficult, and we've seen a lot of gold companies expand overseas, so that's where their future lies. And I think the report pointed out that the potential of Harmony relisting that as a separate asset completely could be pretty interesting, and that could be a potential buyout opportunity from an international perspective.
Would you be buying into the stock at this level?
No,
98 Rand?
I would
40.
not. I might eat my words tomorrow and it's at 110, but no, I wouldn't. I don't like reacting on sentiment. It's very difficult not to, because that's how the markets have been the last year or so, but I try and base my decisions on fundamentals. And even though fundamentally it looks like things could turn around very nicely for Harmony, I think a 12% increase in a day is just getting a little bit crazy, in my opinion.
Looking at the overall gains on the day with top 40, I mean, Sorour gaining 3.5%, Goldfields up 3.4%, MTN rallying 3%.
That's all okay.
Rainbow Minerals up 3%. So, you know, we had a very
we've had a good
day.
I mean, if Harmony was up 3, it would be in line with everything else. So I just think it's a little bit too much in one day to move. I think Sorour is fine. I mean, that's perfectly normal. I'm completely happy with that.
Nicholas, it's so easy. We've been talking about all the troubles and woes and worries out of Japan, the sentiment coming through from Europe with Jose
markets
Socrates
are shrugging
now.
it off. Yeah.
Exactly, markets are shrugging it off. What exactly is sticking out for you at this point? Where you say,
with regards to a good buying opportunity, or what's happening in these markets?
What's happening in the markets? What are you reading into all of this?
Well, what I'm reading into it is that, look, at the end of the day, markets never lie. And personally, I would say, you know, the recession is over. You know, you are going to have hiccups along the way. Yes, we've got a mini war in Libya at the moment. We've got issues in Portugal. They fired their prime minister. We've got massive humanitarian issues in Japan at the moment. These are all real issues, absolutely. But the absolute essence doesn't change the economic outlook of the entire planet. And in that respect, there's still a massive recovery underway. And compared to what we went through 2 years ago, we are just seeing the markets moving in the direction of world growth at the moment.
It's quite interesting that you say it doesn't change the economic outlook in the world, because we've got...
In essence, it doesn't.
Because you've got gold, you've got oil prices at $115 a barrel. You've got JP Morgan, not JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs worried about GDP growth out of China. You've got this Japan crisis that it's playing out, and the housing numbers out of the US and durable goods numbers just out today seem to be relatively subdued. Do you think it's just about quantitative easing and more of it to come?
You could argue on the one side that it's artificial stimulus, which is true. I mean, the essence is there's a lot of liquidity at the moment. That money has to go somewhere. Where do you put all this money? You know, you can buy a house, you can put money in the bank. You know, you can buy gold, or you can buy shares, which generally give you a pretty good return at the moment. So that's the main reason. The other reason is there are a lot of protagonists that do believe that the economies around the world are really recovering at the moment in reality, and they are putting their money where their mouth is. A lot of what we're seeing at the moment is real, but it's also a lot of noise as well, and you need to really look past that and understand the fundamentals, in my opinion, are still pretty strong, and that's what we're seeing in the markets at the moment.
Let's touch on the bottom, the stock at the bottom of the top 40,
ArcelorMittal. Yes.
Yeah, coming under pressure. I mean, again, we also heard news from about Rob Davies and Kumbai and all story, so that really still...
I think that's still the dark cloud. I mean, I spoke about this before. I mean, they've still got that massive issue of what if the court case doesn't go in their direction. I mean, from a legal perspective, it shouldn't actually, but you know, that is still a possibility of it going against them, and therefore they lose their major supplier, or they lose that benefit of cost plus 3. I mean, it was an absolute windfall for them. If that doesn't go through and you get rid of cost, I mean, the spot price of iron ore is, it's massive. It won't sink the company, but it will certainly hurt their profits. And they've had a taste of
it now with the new prices that they've been paying for.
Correct, yeah, they have a little interim period now. I think it lasts until maybe April or June this year, where it's cost plus 30 or something. I'm not too sure what it is again, but that's still way below what the current spot price of iron ore is at the moment.